The Layla Show.
Beyond the New to the Layla Show, a podcast where we connect with fascinating individuals and creators from all over the world to share stories, perspectives, theories, and unravel the fundamentals of existence with your host, me, Layla Ziari. Well, welcome back to another episode of The Layla Show, and this week we are having a visit from Khary Tolliver. And he was born in the Bronx, New York, and then in 1987, his family moved to Maryland, which was a huge culture shock. In his senior year of high school, he started writing poetry. It was for a class assignment in English in 1990, but when he started, he never stopped. His first book was published in 2006, and his latest was in 2021. His last 5 books have all been love poems, but in his very last book, he also added relationship affirmations. He has a YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok page where he has videos of him reading his poetry, faith-filled words, and relationship affirmations. In 2022, he started posting videos of relationship affirmations and faith-filled words. He is currently working on his 8th book, which will be filled with relationship affirmations. And all of his books are available on Amazon Books. So welcome. How are you doing today?
I am great. Thank you for the intro.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming. So 5 books. That's just like impressive to begin with, you know. So do you want to tell us like a bit about your backstory and how you started writing? I know in high school, but what inspired that?
Yep.
What inspired the books? Just tell us your story.
Sure. I'll gladly lead you up to what got me to 7 published poetry books. But again, it did start in high school as a English assignment when my English teacher told us to write poem journal. She said that she wanted us to keep a poem journal. And I was lost. I'm like, oh God, okay, here we go. I'm going to fail. I got worried. I got scared. I'm like, oh man, I never wrote a poem before. That's for punks, man. You know, we don't write poetry, but I tell you what, when she gave us the footprints of what she wanted, and once I got started, I really never stopped. I started writing, keeping a poem journal, but also when my classmates needed something to turn in, because I think we had to turn something in like maybe once a week, I forget, but I was even writing for other classmates because they knew I was just gone with it. I just started writing.
In your element. You had found your thing.
Yeah, I was writing about my family. I had, at the time, I think it was the Desert Storm War. Something was going on. And I had family in that war, so I was writing about war. I was writing about growing up. I was writing about every death. I was writing about everything. And then I slowly got into writing about love, even though back then I wasn't in love with anyone, but it's just in me. So I started writing about love. And so I was writing about everything. And then after high school, I was still writing. I started writing about life. Then my child came. I was writing about my child, my son. So I have been writing about everything, but love stuck with me the most. I've been asked the most questions about the love poems and stuff like that. And so I just stuck with it. So the first 2 books were about everything, but the last 5 books have been about everything. Not been about love. I'm sorry, just been about love.
Right.
It's just in me. It's just something I love to write about. And it kind of comes easy to me.
That's beautiful. And we all know the world needs a whole lot of love. So,
Yes.
And as you
Yes.
probably know, I published a book of love poems once upon a time. So.
Yes, I definitely know that.
And I do love your poems. Do you want to read one from your latest book or something, or a book? It doesn't have to be your latest. I don't know. Tell us the book so we can find it, and then I don't know. You said your latest, but whatever one floats your boat. I need a little love today. We all do.
Which one I am going to read? I'm going to read something from my last book, Effortless Love, because I think when you love someone, it should be effortlessly. Because in your relationship and loving someone, you do have to put some effort into that, but it should really be effortless.
Right.
You know?
Love is not a job. It is, it's an enjoyable, it's supposed to not be difficult.
Yes. Yep.
Effortless. It's supposed to be effortless. There you go.
Yes. And I think that's the poem that I'm going to read, Effortless Love, from my book,
Let's
Effortless
do
Love.
it. Let's hear it.
bear with me, and I haven't read anything like this in a long time. But anyway, here we go. This is called Effortless Love. This relationship is blessed from above. It's beautiful. It's an effortless love because it's God sent, and we're so blessed. In this love, neither one of us is ever stressed. Giving the glory always to God, of course. We're both so thankful for blessing us with a love that's so effortlessly wonderful. Praying with my best friend and lover. Never any worries because we've assured each other of our love for each other. We don't just love each other. We are in love with each other. And both wholeheartedly, we know this love is heaven sent because we both effortlessly give 100%. It takes no effort to tell her always, I love her. And it takes no effort for me to always hold her and kiss her. She effortlessly always reciprocates. It's the love that we both deserve and appreciate. We know each other's worth. For us, our love is the most important thing on this earth. Our attraction started from knowing what was on the inside in the beginning. Because beauty is skin deep, we both came out winning. Even though every box may not be checked, we're both fine knowing that this love will never be perfect. We know for good reasons God brought us together. With flaws and all, nothing else can be better. Neither one of us wants for anything but each other, and it's inevitable. I'll be blessing her with that ring. There is no trying to make this work because it's blessed from above. And there's just no hard work at all in what we have, effortless love.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. Now, who is your muse? Are you in a relationship?
And what's crazy is that most of the love poems that I've written as a single man.
Right. I mean, hey, me too. I mean, it's all about tapping into the sentiment, though, more than anything. And love is love, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
if you can tap into that sentiment, it doesn't have to be for anybody or to anybody. But I was just wondering if there was somebody. But I think that's a beautiful thing.
Now, of course, when I was in a relationship, I wrote poems for her. I was directly, for her, private poems. But for the most part, again, and I haven't written anything in a couple of years. It's been a while since I've written any love poems. For years I've been writing these relationship affirmations. But as far as love poems, not saying the love died with my last relationship, but it's funny I haven't written anything since. Sadly, but yeah, I just haven't written any love poems since.
Right. Well, like I love to say, there's seasons and reasons for everything. I mean, there's phases in life where you gotta get it all out there, and it sounds like you're going hard on the relationship affirmations now. Those
Exactly. Yes.
And I feel like a lot of time with creation, we do, we fulfill our duty with that for the moment, and then it evolves into something else, and then you can always come back to love poems, or maybe you won't. You never know. So, yeah, tell us about like these relationship affirmations.
Actually,
I'm a fan of just affirmations in general. I just think affirmations are fantastic.
They started a long time ago because, of course, I keep all of my things on the flash drive. And I think I was digging one day and found an old folder with, of course, some poems in it. And sometimes when I write, of course, I used to write on pen and pad, but I got bougie here these past few years, and I just started like freestyling on Word, so I just keep all my documents and I go back to them or whatever. But I found an old file that had, I didn't even know I was doing relationship affirmations way back then, but I was reading them. I'm like, wow, I think I have something here. And then I think I seen someone else doing some type of there wasn't relationship affirmation. There was something different. And then I was like, I think I seen something else, and maybe that one was a relationship affirmation. Then I thought, wow, I have that. And so I switched up some words in one of them, and I just started writing relationship affirmation, and also going through some of the things that I've been through and what I see other people go through, friends, family, and co-workers and things like that. I see what they go through, and I'm getting these ideas and just things that I know that people go through in general. And some things in some people's relationship are still easily fixable. And some of the things that are wrong, it's like some people, we need to open our eyes and see, like, you know what? You're hurting, but you're hurting yourself. You know you're with someone who's wrong, but you're staying, Why don't
Right. I
you
still to this day don't. I've done this before. I don't know why we do this as human beings. But.
Me too. Yeah, you're not comfortable. You don't feel right. You know it's wrong, but you're staying because I think in one of my videos, I said something like, because you're a fool. And I say I can call someone a fool because I was once a fool. I know that you're being a
all
fool.
been a fool. I mean,
Some people will deny that, but no, we have all been a fool.
yeah, absolutely, 100%. I'll admit it all day.
Yes, I have been a damn fool before.
Yep, haven't we all?
Maybe worse than a fool, but
That's not effortless love, though.
hell no, it is not.
I don't even think that's love at all. I mean, God, do we even know what it means until we are a fool, though? Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think I knew what love was until I knew what it wasn't, so.
I mean, I say, most of my videos, I try to gear towards people 35 and up. 35 and over, you have to know what you're doing. You have to know if you're playing with someone's feelings, someone's life. I mean,
You hope they know, right? You hope at that point. You're hopeful at that
yes.
point, but.
Yes. I mean, even some people 35 and over are still fools. It's like, you're too grown. I always say, you're too grown to be a fool. All know right from wrong. I mean, come on. It's easy, but it's not that easy, but it is easy.
It is. I mean, like, the principle itself is very simple, but, like, taking the actions is not always easy, of course, because we do. Human beings, we love to get ourselves trapped in things that make absolutely no logic, and, we get comfortable, and then, there's the whole psychological toxic abuse thing of when you are being a fool and staying with someone, like, you are genuinely, like, with someone who's projecting, or you're projecting your own insecurities, which is just toxic, and it's not effortless, and it's not love.
It's sure it isn't. And what's funny that we talk about this because I'm almost done writing an affirmation. It's basically called being in love and being a fool. And I kind of like explain the difference because
I like that.
Think they're in love, and I'm like, no, you're not in love. You're being a fool. That's not love.
No, it's not. I don't think most people even know the difference at this point in society, which is like kind of sad because I've almost never seen a healthy relationship. Like every few and far between, there's like people and we're like, oh yeah, you got it. But I mean, even friendships, it's just so much of human interactions is so just fundamentally toxic. And it's shocking and it's sad. But then again, like I went the majority of my life doing the same thing too. So.
Mm-hmm.
But it's shocking nonetheless.
It's so sad though. I don't get a lot of DMs. Most of the DMs I get maybe on very few on Facebook. Most of them I would say on TikTok, and even that's not a lot. But some of the DMs that I do get, these stories that people confide in me, I just feel so sad. Like some of the stories that I hear, and there's some of the simple things I say, and sometimes it wakes them up, and sometimes it doesn't. They may comment on a video that pertains to them, and then we go deeper into it, and then sometimes I get my ideas from conversating with people. Like something else might come to my mind because of something that they said.
Right.
But
yeah, you're like a relationship therapist, kind of.
I always, in some videos, I explain that I'm no doctor, I'm no expert, but some of this stuff is just common sense to me. I'm no expert at all because the one person, I think it was either a guy or a girl, I'm not sure because their email thing, they always have a funky name, so I'm not sure sometimes who I'm speaking to, but they say, you seem like you are the love doctor. You definitely are the love. I'm like, I am no love doctor. With the next relationship that I get into, it still might be wrong. We're never going to get it perfect. I always say, at least get it right. And I hope my next time out, when I'm ready, I get it right. It doesn't have to be perfect, but right. Because actually, my first love, which was my son's mother, I thought I could get it perfect. It was going to be right. If I don't do this, my partner's not going to do that. You are so wrong. Just because you are, not that I was an angel, but just because you are dedicated, faithful, honest, that doesn't mean that your partner is going to be that way.
Right. And even
sad.
if they are, sometimes just two people, I mean, they could also not be any of those things. But even I feel like two people who are those things, like if you're not like vibing on the same frequency, I mean, you know, you have to be on the same energetic wavelength for things to work out well and on the same page. But, you know, yeah, people perpetually are just throwing daggers at their partners energetically and bringing them down instead of lifting them up. And I personally am not, I've been single for a very, very fucking long time, but deliberately, like, because, like, I don't have the time, patience, or energy to put into any, like, connection that's not going to be extravagantly fulfilling to my soul and my growth as a human being. It's just not worth it.
Exactly. And oh my God, everything you have just said, I touch on all of that. I even have an affirmation called "Fall in love with a good soul." Because
let's hear it. Like, tell it to me.
That's funny because that one is written out and it is sitting right in front of me. If you want me to read it,
I don't know how. See, I just called that out. I don't know these things.
Yes,
but
it's like you're looking at my table right now, but I have that in front of me. If you want me to read it, I can.
Yes, please do.
Here we go. It's titled "Fall in Love with a Good Soul." The person you choose to fall in love with should have a good soul, especially if you have one. They can have money, some kind of status / fame, nice cars, nice house, or whatever. But if their soul is rotten, your relationship will suffer. A good soul is truly something to value in a relationship. I'm sorry, in a partner, but a relationship too. Value good communication. You must be able to have good and fun conversations. You can do that with someone who has a good soul. Let that be your start. That good, authentic, and sincere conversation. Now, don't get drawn in by gifts. Don't let anyone buy you because you're not for sale.
Mm-hmm.
Know the difference between someone trying to buy you and meaningful gestures. Don't be fooled by their gifts and amenities. Remember, Satan was a beautiful angel and lived in heaven. Fall in love with their soul, not their gifts and amenities, because what happens if they no longer have those things or stop showering you with gifts? Some people have to stop the mindset of what can someone do for them? How about what can you do for yourself? Then what can you do together? That person with a good soul wants to sincerely be there for you, comfort you, be dedicated, be faithful, pick you up when you're down, and shower you with true love, not gifts or empty promises. Last, if you have a good soul, don't ever think that you can fix someone. Ever. You're never going to be able to make someone be who you want them to be. They need to be fixed or correct and ready from day one. You can't make an abuser stop abusing, physically, mentally, drugs, or alcohol. You can't make someone who overspends stop overspending, or you can't make a cheater stop cheating. They have to want to do those things. They have to want to stop doing those things on their own. They must want to do right by you on their own. You can't make someone have a good soul. That's something that must be grown or developed from within. Facts.
Damn right.
Yes. If you have a good soul and you're blessed to be with someone who has a good soul, you're winning because that's rare nowadays. It truly is. Sadly, some people throw people with good souls away like trash because they're afraid, not ready, playing games, or they know they just don't deserve them. People with good souls always end up hurt, it seems. So if you have a good soul, try to make sure you end up with someone who has a good soul as well. Not a perfect soul, but a good one. And try not to be fooled.
I love that. There's just so many points of that that are just so important and so valid in relationships. I mean, especially like the not trying to fix someone. Because I know you and me are very empathetic people. I am I might come off cold-hearted and detached sometimes and all about my business, but that's just because I'm protective of myself at this point. But it's like, I have the biggest heart. I am such a hopeless romantic. I am such a lover. And it's like, and when you are that kind of person, it is very easy to continuously attract, even in friendships, people who want your light, who want your energy, who want to be like, hey, fix me, but like not really, because I'm not really trying to do any work on myself, but I'm attracted to your light, and just let me suck the light and love out of you because I need it, but I don't even know what I'm doing, and I am destroying you in the process.
Yes, and I feel the same way, and that happens to me sometimes too, in friendships and relationships. I've only been in really two relationships. One of them I'm not going to count because that was really some BS. So I've been in two
I
relationships.
think it counts.
If you count then, I've been in three relationships. One was just truly, really full of BS. Like one was really, really
Well, I'm
fake.
sure that helped like all of this come together, so I think we'll count it.
Some of it, yes, not all of it. Most of my affirmations are from, because of other people, but some have my own, and some of my own, experiences are sprinkled out through, I guess, a lot of these too, some of my own experiences, because we've all been cheated on, lied to. We've had the people come to you, being one way, then after you end the relationship, they turn into someone else. It's like and I talked about this before. Some people come to you one way and you fall in love, or you get intrigued by how they are. You think, okay, if I get into a relationship with this person, this is how it's going to be. And then once you confirm your relationship, it just seems like with some people, not everybody, but some switch goes off and they turn into someone else. It's like, this is not
like
the person.
completely different person.
Yeah, it's not the person that attracted me. I mean, you came after me, and I didn't.
Right.
You came after me, and then you changed because I thought
Right.
other person. And so sadly that happens, man. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but it's sad when that happens.
It is sad when that happens, but like as I'm like getting, as I'm spending more time with myself and psychologically analyzing things from a different perspective, I am realizing a lot of the time when that has happened to me, it's because I have this ability. If I see you, I see like your higher self, like 111% of the time. So if I'm like intellectually stimulated by you, if I feel like this side of your spirit that may not even fucking exist on the surface. Like I might be tapping into your damn subconscious and pulling it out of you in a moment. But then like and then I will fall in love with that. And then the reality is that person is not there in their own personal journey to live up to like the grandeur of their spirit that I'm looking at from a different perspective.
Preach, because I'm the same way. I'm the same way with certain people. I'm the same way, but some people that may be interested, from the start, I can see the bullshit. So it's like, I'm not even going to engage in this because, sometimes I see they're higher, like the good in them, that's not even them really,
Yeah, it's not even, they don't even really have it.
Yes. And then some people I just know from the jump because there's certain things that they can do that I'm like, okay, I'm not with that, or what they have going on in life, their
just
personal
downright
life.
scallywags on this planet that I will not associate with.
Exactly. I'm like, wow, this shit is crazy out here. So, and then some people call, because I've been single for a long time too. Because one, I'm picky and I don't mind being single because, I mean, if you, like I always tell people, if you can't enjoy your own company, something is wrong with you. Because some people think something is wrong with me. You need somebody. I want some. I don't
That's
need
the worst thing anyone ever says, like, oh, like, I don't need anybody. Like, I don't even know if I want it at this point. Like, it's not that I don't want it, but I'm certainly not going to just go around looking for something that isn't, like, aligned. Like, we don't need.
Exactly. I'm like, you got to enjoy your own company first. Find yourself. And I have videos about this too. Like, when you're single, don't just be with someone just because. Like, be with someone for a reason. They have to move you. You have to.
Right.
I mean, it's so much, but then again, it's not so much,
It is. And like, of course, like not every single person has to be like the be all end all love of your life. Like some people just come in to teach you a lesson or open up some perspective of yourself that you didn't see before. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. But yeah, I mean, like there is just like such a toxic codependency in this society that is just so reverenced and like so Like, it normalized. It's like, we have these attachment issues and I can't break up with this person because I can't not have a person and I need someone all the time. Like, I am the polar opposite of that to the extent where I'm just like, I don't even comprehend. Does not compute at all. Like, I prefer to be alone.
Yeah. Right now, I do. Like, I haven't met anyone who's moved me in that way. You know what I mean? If I see something that I'm interested in, or if someone's interested in me that I think there can be something, I may be ready. But right now, people say, "Are you ready?" No, I'm not ready. You know what I'm saying? Right. If I see something that moves me, I'm moved. But right now, I'm not looking.
Yeah, but I mean, that probably means you are ready. Because, like, I mean, I feel like honestly, I am ready at this point, but I'm not looking either. Like, when it happens, like, great, awesome. But honestly, like, it's gonna be work when it happens. Like, it is effortless to love someone, but like, just the melding of your daily life and including someone on such an intimate level and like, routines and like living, like, I'm like, you're gonna be in my space. I'm gonna have to like compromise my time to like do what, yes. But hopefully it doesn't, I don't think when it's like good, it will feel that way. Obviously, I think it will be a joy and a pleasure to share all these things with these people, but it's also like I'm so goddamn comfortable in my own bubble at this point.
Oh, me too. Trust me. I know the feeling. I'm set in my ways, but I know that when I do start to court someone, that I'm going to have to make some changes. And hopefully she is too,
Well, you have to. Like, it has to be give and take. You can't just give it all, yeah. Like.
Exactly. You both have to compromise in, like I said, it's a little work, but it should be effortlessly done if you both feel the same way. And I've made this mistake in the past too. You can't love for two people.
Right. And I've done that so many goddamn times. And the last person I tried to be with was like that. And it was just, I couldn't. I had nothing left for myself.
I completely understand. I talk about, and when I started writing these relationship affirmations, I never thought I would have this many. I think I had like maybe, 10 or 12 in the first. I did like 10 or 12 videos and I thought that was going to be it as far as the affirmations, but it just kept growing and growing and growing. I kept thinking of things and hearing people confide in me different things, and I never give names, but these different things are that happen to people, and also some things that I just come up with that I know happen to people. But right. It's just sad. Like I said, some of these DMs are sad. I mean, some people have been taken for money, just sucked all of the emotion out of them. I'm like, I've heard some awful things. I'm like, wow, I've been in bad situations before, but some of the situations that some people have been in, even some guys, they've been in some.
Oh, sad. Yeah.
I mean,
it really is. And I mean, you're hearing, like, I've seen a lot of shit, but you're seeing and hearing so much more because you are doing these things. So you are giving these people a place, which thank God, because they need a place. People need an outlet where they can, like, dump stuff on. But it sounds like, like this calling chose you. I don't think you chose it. This chose you.
It may have, because, and it's sad that I know people who are in situations right now that, one, they don't need to be in. Two, right. I know some people who are fools, that they're in some situations.
I literally just wrote down the word fool before you.
Yeah, I'm like, man, oh my goodness. And then, when I go into work, when I have to go into the office and, I go to lunch, I sit at the table, I'm listening to other people conversate, I'm listening to, it could be a group of women, group of guys, or a combination of both, and I'm hearing them talk about their relationships and things like that. And I'm thinking, that's sad. I hope I'm never in a relationship and my girlfriend or wife says things like that about me at work.
Right. You just want to fucking shake people and be like, what is wrong with you? Like, you do not have to be with a person you do not like. Fundamentally, this is backwards. You are supposed to like the person you with. Like, I want to date my best friend. I don't understand why. And it's like, but it is so fucking frustrating. And especially because, people are now you have opened the door. So people for the rest of your life are going to be coming to you with this. But people always come to me for like chit chat advice because I'm very open. I'm very I'm non-judgmental, but also will smack the fuck out of you with energetic truth. And it's like, but God, like sometimes you see it, but if they're not ready to see it, like there's nothing to be done, right? So it's like
exactly. And I've been in
So
that position.
frustrating sometimes.
Yeah. Like you have friends who say, "Hey, Khary, your buddy's girl is doing this, or your homegirl's man is doing this," and if you tell them once, maybe twice, and if someone else says, "Hey, I seen him doing this again," okay, I'm not telling my friend nothing anymore because
Yeah,
he or
because
she
you're
is
not
going
doing anything about it. You already know, and you're just like completely, blatantly ignoring the issue at hand here.
exactly. So I'm like, I'm not going to keep telling them because they're not going to do anything. I said, just like I was a long time ago, I was a fool. People were telling me things. I stayed. When
Right. You
I
just didn't
when
want
I
to
got
hear it. Didn't want to deal with it.
I left.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's for everybody. Anyone who's in a situation that they know is not right, when they're tired, they're going to leave too. So that's why I'll tell you once that, hey, the girl,
Right.
that's enough. But after that, I'm done because I've been you before. So I'm like, no, you're just going to go on one.
Right. It's
You're going to
like
stay.
all good things and all good times. Everything has its course, and eventually, hopefully, everybody figures it out. But exactly, like you can't force it. And yeah, you can tell someone one time, but it's like at the end of the day, the choice is theirs. And sometimes we are such fucking fools. We know, but we're like, I'm just gonna sit here anyway. Like,
Yeah. Back and I'm like, why was I doing it? And I can't. Well, for me, this is a stupid reason. I have an affirmation about this too. Like a child is not going to save your relationship.
no, it's gonna make it 10 times worse. And what does that do to the poor fucking child? Now you're just making more broken humans on the planet who are just gonna go around hurting people.
Exactly. But some people are pregnant on purpose,
I
thinking that
know.
they're a man. I'm not saying that was my situation, but after my son was born, things weren't, they definitely were not perfect. But I grew up without a father, single mother, so I love that family thing, and I was really trying to keep that together.
Mm.
And so, but again, there's only so much you can do. And
Right.
say I'm staying for my child and that type of thing because I got
But
those
it's
thoughts.
really not though. It's so selfish. And I know that is one of the greatest lies that we tell ourselves stay together for the kids. But it's just like when people are saying that, they have no idea. They're not even thinking about how growing up in like a loveless home and in a toxic relationship that's going to fuck up your kids so bad. Like,
Your child or kids will be affected.
yeah, of course. It's like, in my opinion, it's so much better to just, who cares if it's not a traditional family? Like, my parents got divorced when I was very young. Whatever. Like, I've had ups and downs with both of them. We've had our issues, but it's like, at least, we don't want to make babies who have to grow up in households without love and cause they're gonna see by example, and then whatever
Exactly.
you do is gonna perpetuate on the cycle on your child, and then your child's gonna make the same mistakes and be in shitty relationships and never know what real love is. And
Yep.
let's just stop having loveless children, universe. This is my PSA to the podcasters. No more loveless children, loveless marriage children, whatever. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Some people that, purposely maybe stop taking their birth control to get pregnant by a guy to
Ooh.
think keep him. That's so sad, and it's also dumb. Like,
It's
don't do
so
that.
dumb. That's not a little thing. That's popping out a child that you have to take care of for the rest of your
Yeah.
fucking life.
Yes. The guy is not coming back. He's not staying, and he's still going to do what he's doing. Or you got some men who try to get women pregnant thinking they're going to keep them. So men do that too, I think,
I think so
get her pregnant.
too, which is just a whole lot of psychological fuckery.
Yes.
You just have to have seriously something so wrong in your mind if that's what you have to think. And it's how much does that hurt? Who even and I know, cause I'm saying this as a person who has been very toxic and very abused physically, mentally, spiritually. So I understand that when you're in it, you're in it, but it's just so sad to imagine ever and there's just so many people like that. It's just so sad to imagine that you'd want to put yourself through that too. It's
I
that you
know.
don't value yourself enough to see that that's an issue.
Tell people that all the time. Know your worth. You are valuable. Know you're valuable. It's just sad out here, man. And like I said, I know my next relationship will not be perfect, but I'm going to make sure that it's worth it and that it's right. My big thing is I don't want to argue. You're going to argue. You're going to have differences. I don't mind that, but my thing is none of our arguments should be about, you going outside of our relationship.
Right. No, absolutely. They should not be. That
That's
shouldn't even be like a question. That shouldn't even be brought up. Like I want nothing to do with that.
exactly. And I don't ever again. My thing is, we can argue about me watching your Versace shirt that I should have taken to the dry cleaner. We can argue about that. You can be mad at me.
I would be very upset about that.
Those are my fuck ups. I might do something like that. Oops, my bad.
We're human.
I'm washing clothes, but I didn't know that I was supposed to take this Versace and Gucci to the dry cleaner. My bad. Those are my fuck ups. So when I fuck up, that's how I fuck. I might wash something or do something.
It's just human. That's forgivable. We'll let that slide, right, ladies? We'll let those go.
Yes, but going outside of a relationship, that's game over. It should be.
Yeah,
It should be game over.
Nice. It's just not nice to put people through any of that. It's just like, and I know I've had that happen to me before, and I've literally had the worst. Like I literally, one of my exes tried to light my house on fire because I was moving. So like, let's be clear. I've been through hell in these like relationship timelines, but it's just, nobody has time for that. And it's just sad because like, if you don't love someone, just don't be with them. Like there's no reason to stay with somebody if you're going to cheat on them, if you're not going to be loyal, honest, open. Like there's no purpose for either of you guys. It's a waste of fucking time. Like I don't understand why it's so common for this to happen.
But it is, like I said, if you have someone and you have something that's not perfect, but if you have something that's good, that's rare. I want something rare. And some people are afraid of rare. I'll stress this too. Some people are afraid of rare. That girl might get that nice guy that she's not used to nice guys. She's used to shitty guys.
Right.
She's just a nice guy. Or vice versa. I know guys who get to nice girl and will they get scared and they mess up. And I have these warnings, like if someone is with you and they say things like, man, I hope I don't fuck this up.
Right.
Say, hey, they might fuck this up.
They might fuck this up, but hopefully they don't do psychological damage that induces years of therapeutic need and or serious dark depression holes after.
What I find mind-boggling, as I've seen what I've seen and heard what I've heard, people like that bad person, that bad girl, or that bad guy. I don't get that. The track record of being a dog, or abuser, woman, all this stuff, or vice versa. It
just comes from such a place of toxic insecurity and lack of self-worth, I think, because if you really, I definitely in my younger years thought that was attractive, and why it had nothing to do with the person and had everything to do with the fact that I did not value myself or see my worth or even understand that what I was doing was so fundamentally hurtful for me because I wasn't even in the realm of the spectrum of understanding how much I didn't value myself.
Exactly. And people need to value themselves more and stop with this. I've heard this one before too. Man, she's too nice for me. She's too sweet. I can't deal with that. She's too sweet, or he's too nice, or he's too sweet. And my thing is, when someone says that you're too sweet or you love hard, this is another one I hear too. She loves too hard, man. I can't deal with that. He or she who loves too hard, that means they're dedicated and faithful to you. It's like, wake up, dumbass.
Right, you're lucky. Hello.
You're lucky. They're loving you too hard. What's loving too hard? Being that because they're not doing nothing wrong, they're dedicated to you. That's nothing wrong. I've always, sometimes with some people I ask, what is loving too hard? I have an affirmation about that too. But what is loving too hard? What is that? I just really don't know what that means.
Yeah, what is that?
It's all about you.
I've definitely been told I love too much before. And I guess that's again just coming from someone not feeling like they are worthy of appreciation and adoration. And also that person should not be in a relationship because if you can't receive, then you can't give. And then it's just another imbalanced relationship. Well, where one of them just can't give to the one who's giving, and there's just so many imbalances in so many different forms, and it's all about giving and receiving. You can't be with someone who is not willing to give what you are. And
exactly. And sometimes that love is not going to be 50-50 all the time, but I always say it shouldn't be a slant either, though. It shouldn't be 30-70 either.
Right.
At least give 40, goddammit.
Right. I mean, like you said, there's phases. There's phases. We all go through phases, and we're gonna go through times when hard things come up and one person has to focus more on this and that. You know what I mean? But it's like, there should be the mutual growth, expansion, understanding, communication, respect.
Yeah.
Valuing each other as genuine human beings enough to not deliberately fuck each other up.
Yes, exactly, man. Again, some people just don't get it. And I truly believe that some people just aren't built for relationships. You just stay single and doing what you're doing, because if you're going to get into something and go outside of your relationship, then stay a single person. Because when you're in a relationship, when you're dedicated to someone, and when you say, I love you, and you go out and you cheat and sleep with somebody else, you're putting that person's life and health in danger.
Right.
I talk that shit. People say, "Oh, you're overacting." No, there's still diseases out here that are deadly. Or
true that.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah, true that. Yeah, nobody there's a lot of risks. And like, what you could go, you could bring home diseases. You could go get someone pregnant. Like, awesome. Yes. now I'm dead and you have a baby. So
exactly. So it's like people say, oh, you're overacting. Why are you putting these videos out talking that shit? And I delete them. I don't even dignify that. I'm like, I'm not even going, because obviously you're the person I'm talking about. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Gaslighty first. Yeah, like, don't be gaslighting me.
A while ago, I might have responded to one or two, and after a while, I'm like, why am I dignifying myself to these fools?
Yeah, they're not. That's validating them. They do not warrant response. We do not feed the hecklers.
Or my famous one that I love, this one. He said, "Man, take these videos down. You fucking up the game." I'm like, wow. Hilarious. This is not a game. I don't know who this person was, but it's not a game. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not a game. I mean, don't take a relationship too serious, but take it serious. It's not a game.
It's not a game. And if you want it to be a game, that's fine. Like, I am all for anybody who wants to just casually fuck their way through life or whatever. That's fine. Do you. Just
exactly.
Don't make it, don't make a relationship involved in it. And then, it's just the concept. But even, the jealousy mentality is maddening to me. Like, if you're gonna just over possessively, possession. You shouldn't be over possessive, because you should be in a place where you actually trust your partner. So there shouldn't be this possession and jealousy weirdness, because it should be healthy and no one should be going on the back. And if you want to be sleeping with everyone, go sleep with everyone. Have a cookie. I'll send condoms. But can we get a sponsor? Let's get some sponsorships. Let's get some free therapy for all these assholes who need it. I don't know. And some condoms for the ones who want to sleep with everyone. And then some nice people for the ones who want some nice people. I'm all for all of that.
Yep. I have an affirmation. It's titled, oh man, are we playing or are we staying? And I'm basically talking about men and women who because I would say there's more guys and women do this, but women do this too. You only want one thing. Just say that up front. Hey, I'm not looking for nothing long term, but I would like to, let's go out and hang out. Just
there's a lot of people who will agree with that.
Exactly. You can get what you want if you be a man or a woman and say that shit. Don't act like you want something long term if you want something short term. Again, are we playing? Are we playing here? Are we just fooling around, doing whatever? Cool. Let me know. But if we're staying and working on something, if we're trying to build something, let me know that as well. Let me know that you want to court, and then let's, move on. But if you just want to play, don't act like you want something long term. Don't come and say, it's a kid.
What does anyone gain from any of that? That's what I never understood. You are not gaining anything by coming at a situation based on trickery, fuckery, and lies, because it's because exactly, if you want something short term, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just be honest, because there's a hell of a lot of people who want that too, and then you won't go breaking people's hearts. And sometimes people do end up falling in love and stuff, but it's there is no reason to just enter any situation, friendship, relationship, anything, on a premises of fucking lies, because you're just gonna hurt someone for no fucking reason. There's so much easier ways to get what you want, because you can get whatever the fuck you want. We're humans, we're master manifestors, and you can create your entire reality, so there's absolutely no point.
Exactly. Tell the truth. You can get what you want. I thought that before, and also a friend of mine a long time ago, she had a friend of mine was in a situation, and this new friend of mine, she had came and said, you know what? he could have got what he wanted if he'd have been upfront and honest, because all I wanted to do was this anyway. Like, he came at me,
Right.
it was with some bullshit. Like she said, he could have got what he wanted, but if he wanted something long term, I was cool with that.
Right.
Short term, I was cool with that too, but he acted like he wanted.
Be fucking honest. And I mean, I've been victim of the opposite. Like, I moved to Europe last year, and god damn those Italians. I will tell you, this has happened to me like 3 times. It's like, all right, like, let's just have some fun, right? And then those motherfuckers come back the next day with like a wedding ring with their mama on the phone, like, I fell in love. Like, motherfucker, no! I told you no! And then, like, they'll go around, like, crying about it. And it's like, dude, I do not feel bad because they told you not to fuck around and have feelings about this. And if you're gonna, that's fine. But there's, like, I'm not marrying you. I'm not in love with you. I have my fun sometimes. I am not dating anybody until I genuinely love you. Like, and I don't care about, like, I mean, yeah, if I enjoy if I'm gonna have casual things. I like liking the person. Like, I would like them to be my friends because I like my friends. Great. Mm-hmm. But like, God, but the opposite's true too. If you tell someone, like, no serious, they'll come back like, here's my mom. Let's move to Sicily. Like,
in my past, I've had people offer that, like, hey, I'm not looking for, okay, cool, I'm not looking for nothing either. And then things change. And then they expect you to change, and when you're like, no, I still want to just have fun. Now, you've been playing games. I wasn't playing games. You presented me an offer, and hey, I'm cool with that.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, like, it's valid if it changes, but.
Yes. Or if I come to someone with that, hey, look, I'm not looking for nothing, but let's go out, whatever, and they start catching feelings, and then, oh, Khary, you're playing games. I told you up front.
No, and I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, but let's be clear, you have no right to now go trash us on the streets because, like, we told you. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks to not have your feelings reciprocated, but, we've all been there. I don't know.
I protect my heart nowadays at all costs. I mean, I've learned the hard way, but I can go into something and not have no feelings. I can care, but like getting deeper and deeper, that's just not me. I'm going into this like this. I'm not saying that can never happen, that I just mess with someone and I might change. And if I am messing with someone and hey, you know what? I'm starting to have different feelings. How do you feel? And if that person's like, well, no, I like what we got going, I'm not going to be like others and be like, and get all mad and upset. I'll just be like, because it wasn't the expectation in the beginning. So I can't.
Right. And it's like, things do change and it's totally okay. And even if you even if you are in love and you fall out of love, like, that's, all of these things happen. And sometimes people get hurt, like, in a normal way, not like I deliberately stabbed you in the fucking back and disrespected you. But, like, of course, like, feelings are feelings and feelings do change and people fall in love and out of love. But as long as you're open and honest with it, like, I don't, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's all about honest communication and, like, not lying to yourself and entail lying to other people, because half of us are lying to our own goddamn selves and then, like, taking it out on other people when it backfires.
Yes. So I'm like, no, I don't look at that person as a bad person. I mean, if you said your truth up front from day one, you have to respect that. So I never feel like, I feel bad, but I never do. Like, if someone says, well, you play games or you're horrible, you hurt me, I don't feel bad, because if I give you my honesty up front, I'm not going to feel bad, because. No,
you shouldn't, and nor do I. I mean, like, of course it hurts to, like, it sucks to hurt someone. I don't want to see anybody, like, getting hurt in general, but yeah, like, I'm not to blame here.
Exactly.
I did my part. I was authentic. I was honest, and I have no regrets.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, yes, it's just sad, but no, I won't feel bad at all, man. I'm like, I'll feel bad that you feel hurt, because that wasn't my intent,
Right. And like, no one wants to hurt people. Unfortunately, we all end up hurting people one way or the other, like, in life, just like friendships, anyone. When you have people in your life, you sometimes hurt people unintentionally, but it is just the deliberate hurting. Is just, we got to cut that shit out, America. Not the world. I'm saying America because we're here right now, but the world, the universe, humanity.
And what's sad is some people just haven't been with a nice person. Like, even though someone may mess with someone and there's no expectation, but I'll give an example of things that I've been through in the past. Like, I consider myself a gentleman. I will brag about that. I am a gentleman. You come to my house, how you doing? Want something to drink? Want something to eat? Or opening the door for, oh my God, this is a long time ago, but I went on a date with someone, going into the restaurant. I held the door open for her. She never had that. She looked at me like I'm crazy. What are you doing? I'm like, holding the door for you.
Isn't it so sad, like, the
Like,
way we're treated, that's shocking? Like, it's like...
Yes. I just never, that was my first time dealing with that. And then sitting down to order, I was waiting on her to order first. The guy came around like twice and she's like, why don't you order? You know what you want? I said, yeah, I've been here before. I'm waiting on you to, no, you go first. I'm like, nah, I said, ladies first. You order. I'm waiting on you to order. And, well, that's stupid. I'm like, well, okay, well, this ain't going to last because.
You don't like to be respected?
Yes. Or the opposite. If they haven't had that done before and that's something they've wanted, like you open that, I've held the door before and look at me. Oh my God, I'm in love. Like, damn, I can see it.
Right. And this is like also a thing that happens, which is so sad. It's like how shitty we are conditioned and used to being treated. Like, and I swear people be fake falling in love with me all the fucking time. And I'm not, like, these are just people, like, that I just associate with. People fake fall in love with me all the time because I'm a nice person, and because I'm open, and because I'm warm, and because I'm authentic, and because I don't give a fuck about what anyone else. I'm just a real ass person. And I do think when you are a real ass person and you are like a gentleman, or, you know what I mean, when you're a good person and you are putting yourself out there in an authentic way, people will just mistake, like, their enamorment for the fact that they are seeing something authentic for their first time, like, with, like, oh my God, that's the love of my damn life now. Must be.
Yeah. I hate that. Like, a female friend of mine told me, you got to stop being nice to these girls because you're not intentionally fucking with them, but, some of them, they just haven't had that sweet shit that they always wanted. And here you are, how was your day or how you doing? Want something to drink? You open the doors. You said some women, that's going to get them because they never had that shit before. So they're going to look at that. She said, you can be an asshole, but if you open in that door, that's something they want.
But, like, great, show them what they want. I mean, that's just, like, it's just so sad that someone would tell you not to do that because, like, if we can be nothing but muses for people to see what, like, to just show them what they do deserve in one facet, that does not mean I am everyone's person here. Listeners, I am not your person. I have one. I'm not yours, though. Like, but you know what I mean? Like, there's just, if we could just, like, we shouldn't have to feel bad. We shouldn't have to taper down our kindness just so that people don't get confused. Like, we should be reverenced and praised and celebrated for kindness because we're showing people a little bit of more of what they deserve. And if everybody shows everybody a little bit of more of what they deserve, then people will stop entering these fucking toxic shithole relationships and making unhealthy love babies and not love babies. And oh God, and then the cycle of fucking toxicity might have a chance to stop.
Yep, but some people create toxic people though. Like once you fuck somebody over, you cheat and they find out that you have all this shit going on outside of the relationship, then that woman's gonna come bust your windows out, flatten your tires, and the guys, man, she's crazy. No, you made her crazy.
Yeah.
You cheated on her. She may have health issues now. You don't know what's going on, but you did this and she did that. Was it right for her to bust your windows, burn your house,
no,
all that? It wasn't right, but you did that. That's her reaction to.
Right. If you're gonna do the dirty shit, the shitty shit, you're gonna have to deal with the reaction, whatever it is. Like for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction that might be instant karma sometimes. Sometimes people bring karma upon themselves. But like, yeah, if you're gonna treat people like shit, you're gonna get treated like shit back. Like, period. You get what you reap what you sow. Like, if you're gonna be a complete asshole, like, don't expect to have roses at your feet every morning,
Exactly. People just don't get it. I mean, women do this too, but mostly the guys fucking over the woman. But no, you know what? I take that back because
no, yeah, it's equal.
I think it's 50-50.
It's so 50-50.
Because women, not that I've done anything crazy to a woman, but there are some guys who will do crazy things to a woman. After find out she's cheated. There are some guys who will flatten tires, key to cars, and that type of shit too. So I think it's both. It's both because
both people do each other wrong.
They always say guys are dog more than But through my life experiences, what I've seen, hey, I think it's 50-50.
It's 50-50. Women are savages and scary also. Like, let's be clear. I wouldn't date these scary women. I'm like, y'all are y'all are too much for me.
Yeah, I think it's 50-50. I
It's
definitely
so
think against
50-50.
every guy that cheats, there's a woman that cheats.
Oh, for sure. And, it's just like people go about things in different ways and women hide things differently and men hide, you know what I mean? But everybody cheats. Everybody, not everybody, but
Yeah.
man, woman, it doesn't matter. Like, toxic is toxic. It knows no gender. There's just some toxic people out in this world.
Yeah,
And
that's sad. And people got to stop thinking if I stay with my own kind or my own religion, and I talk about that too, like people miss out on good people because of their religion, skin color,
right,
all that shit. Like, okay, I have some friends who are of a certain religion. I'm not going to call it out there, of a certain religion. Well, basically, I think the men can do whatever they want to, but the women have to stay within their religion and sometimes race. And I just think that's crazy. But
that's so limiting.
yes, and my thing is like some of them are my friends, and when they tell me about their experiences with these guys, these people outside of their religion, no, within their religion, I'm like, wait a minute. Any religion, any guy, any color can do that to you. Why are you only sticking to, of a
Right.
I think that's ridiculous because a Christian can do that, a Baptist can do that,
Right.
Pentecostal.
Literally anyone can. It doesn't matter color, race, fucking religion, sector, country.
Yes,
No. No.
anyone can fuck up. It doesn't color, race, religion. It really doesn't matter. So this thing of sticking to what you know or what your parents want you to do or listening to my faith. No, I'm not shit
No.
religion. I'm a very spiritual person. I was baptized as a Baptist, but I don't know the first thing about a Baptist. I know
Right.
still.
No. Me
I'm a
neither.
spiritual person. I'm non-denomination. So, but people in their religion, again, I'm not shitting on no religion, but there's a lot of crap in a lot of these religions.
Well, there is, and that's what my
Nope.
problem is fundamentally with all these things. They're just
Yes.
like to separate, which is fine because I think every single thing, religion, all of it, like everything has its merits. But the construct of these things are just meant to confuse and divide and separate people as a way to and means to control society, which we all know, of course. But it's like, but yeah, it is. It's very, 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 and I'm like you, I'm a spiritual person. I don't knock anyone religion. Like, I'm not over here like, fuck Catholics and fuck Christians and all that. I don't know a lot about these things. I certainly will not subscribe to any one religion because I think, like I said, any subscribing to just one thing is very separatist. So like, that should have no, but I do know, people do respect their family traditions and values, but the whole construct of all of those things are just so fundamentally wrong to me.
But
Yeah.
they suffer. They get in relationships that they don't even want to be in. They might not even like the woman or the guy, or they just do it because of their religion, because of what their
Right.
parents
It's just
think.
so sad. Like, there's a whole world out there of beauty and
Yeah.
people who would resonate with you, and it's just like putting those limits upon yourself to please them, because you're only doing it to please someone else, and it's like, but like, why would you want to spend your life like settling and pleasing someone else? Because I think one of the saddest things people do in relationships is settle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, well, it's good enough. Like, I don't ever, like, I would rather be single for the rest of my life than ever look at my partner and be like, that's good enough.
Yeah, I don't want that either, man. That's why I'm taking my time. Like I may not get it perfect the next time, but I'm going to try to get it right. I'm going to try to get it right and
And
feel.
I don't think perfection ever exists. So,
No, it
yeah.
really doesn't. I stress that. Like, you're never going to get it perfect. I said, at least get it. It's never going to be perfect, but at least try to get it right. Get it,
Exactly.
but
Yeah.
perfection, stop that. I've learned my lesson once with perfection. Like, okay, I'm not going to do it. Because again, like I said before, whatever you're not going to do, don't expect your partner to be the same way.
Right, exactly. Let's put up some affirmations for ourselves for our next relationship. I just want to smile, laugh, and be merry and have great open communication and have a resonant soul connection with my
Yes.
best friend, partner soul who wants to voyage around the world with me and have a fucking ball until we don't want to do it anymore. How's that? That's my affirmation of the day.
Yeah. So the wheels fall off,
Yeah, so the wheels fucking fall off. And if we don't like each other anymore, then let's be honest about it.
Exactly. But hopefully that doesn't happen because some people, and sometimes that scares me too, because I know there could be people who've been together for, say, 25, 35 years type of thing, and they just fall out of love. Like, you've been together that long and now you're falling out of love? Like, wow.
Well, I think it kind of makes sense just as an evolution of a person because you have to think about like, especially people who've been together for so long. A lot of people just didn't know themselves before they got in a relationship. So then when people
Yes.
like late, and then some people like later in life figure out like their calling or their purpose, and then they look at their partner like, who the fuck are you? Which is why I think it's also like one of the most important things. I mean, I've never been in a healthy relationship, so I don't know. I'm making this up as what I would like to be, and I will have one day. But it's like, I just feel like if you don't know yourself, though, you have no business being with another person. And we never fully know ourselves. We never have all the answers. We are constantly changing and we are constantly evolving. Who I am today might be different tomorrow, but like if I can be in a good place within myself and be comfortable with that, like for myself, then I think I'm gonna be alright. But if you can't say that about yourself, then you have no fucking business being with another person.
Exactly. And I always say, as far as relationships, if you're not capable of choosing your partner every day when it's good and when it's bad, if you're not capable of choosing them every day, you're not capable of being in a relationship.
Right. Because it is. It's a choice. Like, you
Yes.
fall in love, but it is a choice to work on it. And it doesn't matter if you are in the happiest goddamn relationship in the world, there's still going to have to be work that you
Yep.
put in. And it's going to feel effortless because you are so fucking elated to be with this person and have this opportunity to be together and share this journey with each other that it will feel effortless, but you do actually have to effort, I
Yep.
think,
Yeah.
yeah. And choose each other and choose
Remember, work
to
should
grow
be
together.
effortlessly.
Effortlessly. Grow together effortlessly. Well,
Yes.
yeah. Well, we're about on an hour, so I don't know. Let's wrap this up maybe. But actually, you could totally come back on any time and talk relationships because I could go on and on and on and on for days and days and days and days and days about this topic.
And
As I'm sure like all of our listeners could too, because like we all have, I think honestly, I don't know, I don't even have a page for this podcast yet, but if I did, if there's a comment button on here, let's just keep on rolling with weird relationship stories and maybe we can do another one with everybody's weird relationship stories.
yes, yes. 'Cause I'm pretty sure a lot of people can chime in. I mean, who hasn't been fucked over or gone unappreciated? So yeah.
Right, exactly. And let's like also make sure, hey guys, remember to like appreciate yourself because we are all deserving. We are also worthy of love. Let's be clear. Like we can rant and rave and like whatever, but we are also deserving, well, like worthy of love and having healthy, aligned, positive relationships in our lives. And you, Dr. Love, I know you're not the love doctor, but he's been coined the love doctor. You just follow him and it'll be okay. So we can find you on Amazon, your books, Instagram, all the things. All the links will be on this podcast, on the description. You'll have this, I'll have that. You guys will get to follow him. And yeah, is there any parting like messages you want to share with our lovely, lovely crew here who's listening?
Well, I'll leave the crew with which is might be the title of my next book, which I'm not for sure the title yet, but relationship affirmations. But the title is going to be Love Carefully.
I like that. Love carefully. Yep.
Yes. It was
Love
going to be the best.
intentionally, love carefully.
Yes, they mean the same thing, but I was going to. It's either going to be love cautiously or love carefully, but I'm leaning more towards love carefully.
I like that because it has the care in it also. Like cautious is like care is like could have like a dual meaning of like be careful with your heart but also care. I love that. It has such a dual. Oh, that's so cute. I like that. Yes, I do.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. I'm a fan. Well, thank you so much for coming. Thank you guys for listening and we will catch you next time on the Layla Show. Bisous, bisous, ciao, ciao, audience.
Thank you.
The Layla Show.